Shreyas Chaudhary, a 10th-Pass Gujarati man from Gandhinagar, that is in Gujarat, India, has been sentenced to 9 years in prison in a multi-million-dollar parcel fraud case in America. Well, Shreyas, he was arrested in September 2024. Well, along with him, Shreyas was arrested in September 2024. Two other people, Trisha Chaudhary and Yash Rawal, they were also arrested in the same case. In the meantime, Shreyas pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit money laundering in May 2026. Ladies and gentlemen, according to the evidence that was presented in the court, he was involved in collecting millions of dollars in cash and gold from elderly American victims of fraud. The court then ordered him to serve his prison sentence and pay about $5.1 million in restitution. After completing his sentence, he also will face probation. There is also strong possibility that he could eventually be deported to India because he does not have any permanent immigration status till now. In fact, his lawyer has asked the court for mercy. Pointing to his background, Shreyas came from a poor family in small Gujarat village. He had studied only till 10th standard and he did not speak English well. But the court focused on the seriousness of the crime here and the harm that caused to the victims. In the case, Yash Rawal, he was reportedly the first to be caught by FBI while collecting a parcel from a victim. Investigators then uncovered Shreyas' alleged role in directing the couriers and managing the goods that were collected from the victims. Well, the case is part of a larger parcel scam that involved several Gujaratis in the US. In fact, before 2025, the business had become widespread enough that people operating from India, they were reportedly sending men to America on visitor visa to collect the parcel. Some Gujarati students and young people, they also became involved here. Now, for some, what looked like easy money ended with prison sentence, arrest, and the possibility of deportation. The painful lesson, it's very simple. A business that appears profitable for a few months, it can destroy an entire life when the law catches up. Well, a Gujarati woman who had been living in America for about 12 years has reportedly been deported to India along with her young son. According to the information received, the woman had entered the US with her husband and later gave birth to a son over there. The family was reportedly living in Republican state and running a store. Her husband reportedly had a work permit, although there are no clear details about the woman's own immigration case in the meantime. The woman was reportedly shopping at Walmart with her son when an ICE agent picked her up from the parking lot. Just 7 days after her arrest, she was sent back to India. What makes the whole story particularly complicated is that her son is reportedly a US citizen and around 8 years old. When the mother was deported, the child also returned to India with her. The two are now reportedly living in North Gujarat. But this particular case, it highlights a common misunderstanding about American immigration law. Having a child born in America, that does not automatically protect an undocumented parent from deportation. A child who is a US citizen can potentially sponsor a parent after turning 21. But a minor child, he cannot simply prevent immigration authorities from removing a parent. In fact, there are also families who are trying to use special immigrant juvenile status for children, hoping that their child's immigration status will eventually help the entire family. But even that does not automatically solve a parent's immigration problem, and that's a big misconception, ladies and gentlemen. Well, for thousands of Gujarati families, this creates a painful situation. The child may be American, while the parent remain without legal status. And when immigration enforcement becomes stricter, families are suddenly finding themselves making decisions that they never ever expected. Whether children stay in America, whether parents return to India, and whether families are separated across two nations. Well, the message is becoming increasingly clear. Having a US-born son does not guarantee that undocumented parent can remain in the US.